Hello everyone, my name is Mohinder Ramnarayan and welcome to another exciting lesson geared towards helping you improve your command of the English language arts. Today's lesson is intended to help you write better structured, well-formatted reports. So today we'll be looking at what is a report, the parts of a report, using transitional words in a report, and we'll also look at one example of a report. What is a report? A report is a factual piece written for a clear purpose to a particular audience. Information in a report is presented in a clearly structured format. Information is also easy to locate and follow. This is quite different from a narrative descriptive. Reports contain only factual information. There is no opinions, emotions, or feelings. The structure of a report. Any report has this basic structure: an introduction, the body, and the conclusion. In your introduction, you summarize the information that you are going to present in your report. What happened? Who did it involve? Whom, where, and when? The body of the report contains 2 to 3 paragraphs dealing with details of what happened in a chronological order. You use only factual information and a formal tone. You use appropriate transitional words and phrases to link your ideas and the sequence of events as they occurred during the incident or event. In your conclusion, there's a brief discussion of what happened at the end. Have you ever been to the Emperor Valley Zoo? Well, if you haven't, I'm sure that you could encourage your teacher to take you on a field trip to the Emperor Valley Zoo. Today's prompt deals with writing a report about a field trip to the Emperor Valley Zoo. The information the students are asked to include would be details about the date and the time of the visit, what you saw during the visit, and how the trip ended. Here, I have a sample introduction template for writing a report on a field trip. This template can be used for any field trip that you go on during your time at school. In it, you have to include the information such as the date, the day, date, month, year, the class you were in, the name of your school, the name of the place you visited. Additionally, you will include the name of your teacher, the time you left the school, and the time you returned to school. So here, we have included the information on the field trip that some students of the Central Primary School went on to the Emperor Valley Zoo. On Friday, 7th February 2020, the Standard 5 class of Central Primary School went on a field trip to the Emperor Valley Zoo, Zoo Road, Port of Spain. The students, accompanied by their teacher, Mr. Marvin Lee, left the school compound at 8:30 a.m. and returned from the field trip at 2:30 p.m. This is our introduction to our report. Next, we will look at the body of the report. Remember, in your body, you have a well-sequenced chronological detail of the events that occurred during the trip. After a journey of about 45 minutes, we arrived at the zoo. Upon arrival, we were instructed by Mr. Lee to proceed single file from the bus and purchase tickets at the entrance. Each student purchased a ticket at a cost of $15, after which we entered the zoo. Upon entry, we visited the reptile enclosure. There, we saw iguanas, snakes, and other lizards. Next, we proceeded to the aquarium, where we saw different species of fish and aquatic animals. After this display, we visited the giraffe enclosure. There, we were able to see the giraffes up close and feed them using a cup provided by one of the zookeepers, Ms. Sharon Rose. If you remember earlier, I spoke about transitional words and phrases. These are words and phrases that are used to link our ideas and events in our report. They help our report to flow and adds to the overall formal tone of the report, making them easier to read. Here, we see transitional words were used to link events in the report. Upon arrival, after which, upon entry, next, after this display, and there. These are all transitional words that we can use in our reports. Additionally, we can use the words next, firstly, lastly, secondly, and so on. I am sure that your teacher would have done other transitional words and phrases with you. Following this, we visited the enclosures with the monkeys, lions, and tigers. The monkeys were eating fruits and the lions were asleep. Finally, we visited the displays with the birds. There, we saw various species of birds: parrots, scarlet ibis, cocorico, macaws, and the grey African parrot. At this point, we were met by another zookeeper, Mr. Roger Ali, who explained briefly the zoo's project to reintroduce the pink flamingo and the gold and blue macaws to the wild in Trinidad. Remember to use your punctuation marks carefully. In another lesson, we would have learned about the use of the colon and commas. Our conclusion. Our conclusion gives a brief overview of how the activity, in this case, the field trip, ended. Our tour of the zoo concluded at approximately 1 p.m. After this, we ate our lunches near the cafeteria area. We boarded the bus at around 1:30 p.m. and following a head count by Mr. Lee, we returned to school. The return journey took about an hour. Upon arrival at the school compound, we were dismissed for the day. So, in summary, today we would have looked at a report. What is a report? We would have looked at the three main parts of a report: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. We would have looked at what information needs to be presented in each part of the report. And we would also have looked at the use of transitional words and phrases in a report. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you again soon.